everyone. Welcome to the Fashion Experiment. Today we're going to check out the fall winter trends for 2025. I'm going to share the theme overview, and this is really educational so you understand why the trends that are trending for the season are here and how they're connected to consumers. So, first, I want to remind us or inform us about our care culture. So last fall, winter, the overarching theme was all about taking care of yourself, self care, which was really big, taking care of your community, your home, and then taking care of the planet. So that foundation for the themes and trends for last fall, winter, is still present for this season, this upcoming season. And you'll find that the major focus as far as care culture is focused on the planet and sustainability. All right. So the first major theme for the season is called Future Terrains. And it's all about examining our planet, examining our world to reimagine how we are using our resources, understanding that natural resources are being depleted. How is that going to impact how we dress and fashion? So again, it's all focused on caring for our planet and reimagining style based on the understanding that at some point we have to really focus on repurposing and reusing the materials and the fabrics that we currently have so much access to. All right, so that's really the idea. Okay, so it's an idea. So how are we being inspired by this to create style? Okay, so it's heavily focused on the idea. Just understand that it's not like every designer, every manufacturer is trying to be sustainable, because they're not. In the industry as a whole is not sustainable. It's just continuing to confront the reality that we are going to run out of resources, and that this industry that operates, making billions of dollars, is depleting natural resources. So how are we going to take that and use it to inspire fashion? So it's really based on feelings. This cozy utility is about feeling good, being safe within yourself, focusing on your personal well-being. And again, going back to last season and the care culture and the world that we live in, it's a stressful place. It can be stressful for many people. So the idea of understanding that, the planet is an issue. Let me take care of myself first. That's what the cozy utility speaks to. So again, I'm introducing this idea, introducing this theme. How are people taking it and interpreting it into their lives? Cozy utility is one interpretation to say, hey, I'm going to continue to self-care. I'm going to continue to build a world, a community, a home that is safe for me. All right. So that was one interpretation. Next up is what we're calling future glam. And this interpretation is practical and stylish. All right. So this interpretation is saying, hey, let's look at style with the lens of maintaining a wardrobe that I can wear all day. All right, so we've been in this era of lounging, and everybody wants to be comfortable. Everybody wants to feel good in their clothing, and the activewear category is booming. So here's the idea: all day active style. That is what is being introduced. Creating an activewear line or category that can take you everywhere you need to go. And in doing that, we can treat the planet in a better way and not abuse it, because we're focusing on this one category of clothing that we can promote for all day wear for everywhere you go. That could potentially limit consumers from having to buy, lots of different garment styles if we have this all day active category. So this is something that's going to grow by leaps and bounds. All right, so now we're going to switch gears to the second major theme called interactions. So again, it's how we respond in our world, caring for ourselves, caring for our home and community, caring for the planet. So interactions is saying, I'm not going to accept the way, the industry currently operates, where consumers are constantly exposed to products and encouraged to consume more and more and more and more. I'm going to rebel against that system. All right. So again, it's all based on ideas, and in rebelling interactions, how I interact with the current culture, I'm going to rebel, and this will be interpreted in a variety of garment styles that focus on punk styles. Basically, that's basically how we're interpreting it. All right. Hard, harsh looks, and that is in stark contrast to coming off of our spring summer, which was all about the season of femininity, the era of femininity. All right. And interactions is mixing like classics with this punk inspired look. All right, so we're putting a modern spin on it. So first is the dark 90s. Okay, so the goth era. Well, yeah, they separated goth and this dark 90s, but dark 90s, I would just say, is uh, a more subtle interpretation of punk. All right, so as you can see in the images, you see blazers and dress pants. The corset is really popular for fall winter, so it's not like a harsh interpretation of the punk. So that's why they called it dark 90s. All right, then we do have what they're calling goth light, which is the full on interpretation of the punk era. Everything that you would associate with that look: trench coats, dark styles and colors. It's still drapey and somewhat light, like not like heavy motorcycle jackets and leather. The fabrics are still lightweight, fuller silhouettes that have movement. Okay, so that's like the modern interpretation of it. But for the most part, that is how this second major theme for the winter 2025 season, interactions, how it's being interpreted. It's just this reimagined punk look. All right, and then lastly is expanded imagination. And this is, again, a recurring theme of how technology is influencing fashion. So it's really nothing new. We've seen it before, and it's here because technology plays a huge role in our world. Consumers use it all day, every day, you and I. All right, so how it's being interpreted is through these lightweight, sheer, ethereal fabrics, just transparent fabrics, and anything that kind of gives you the illusion of being mysterious, but in a light way, a light texture. And remember, it's an idea that we're trying to translate into fashion. So it's like, what textures, what fabrics, what colors do I associate with being futuristic? And that's what we're seeing. It's not one thing. So you see this transformative is what I just said, the sheer, transparent, just the illusion of something. Like, it's abstract. You see the prints and the patterns, like you can't really put your finger on exactly what it is. And then we have this serene futurism, also is communicating the same thing. You see the pale, muted pastel colors, they're still relevant in fall winter. I'm going to get to my color forecast, but the light, transparent essence texture is what we see with this trend, with this major trend. Yeah. And it's just about technology, and we are interpreting it on a light side, not a heavy side, like not like mechanical with dark heavy colors. All right, and then finally the Minimalist Futures. It speaks to using shape and lines and texture to create, again, the feeling of something futuristic. And it's minimalist because we're using classic garment styles as like the foundation, and just experimenting, like I said, with texture and line and shape. All right, so this is the end of this video. I hope you got a good understanding of the themes and the ideas that represent the foundation for our fall 24, winter 25 styles.